So I did my speech on something that was close to me, which is Taylor Swift and her master's issue. So Taylor Swift is one of the most notable musicians within the music industry. But surprisingly, she, like a lot of other artists, don't actually own all of her music. She tried to buy back her masters back in June of 2019 when news broke that they were stolen from her, but they were never on sale from her. They were never on sale to her. And with being one of the richest artists in the industry and one of the richest women in the world, outside of everything, it was a $3 million purchase that she could have 100% bought just like that. But it was never up for sale for her because it wasn't ever about the money. It was about controlling her and trying to own the music she made almost as if she never had a part in it. So she's currently re-recording her first 6 albums that she doesn't own, with her 7th album and onward being owned from day one with her new record deal. So Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, etc., she all owns because of her new deal with Republic Records. So that's the problem, how she's fought back so far. So far, as of today, she has released 2 of these 6 re-recordings, Fearless and Red TV, which is short for Taylor's version, or her version of her album. These albums come with an incentive such as to listen to the newer ones rather than the old ones that were stolen so she can get all the money, with never before heard songs that were previously unreleased, and called them vault tracks, because she thinks of her unreleased songs as a metaphorical vault of songs no one's been able to find or hear before. And this gives fans an incentive to only listen to these versions from now on that she knows. It also serves as a trip down memory lane for longtime fans like me, which is really great to give us a chance to relive our favorite moments, or for newer fans who may have not been there or knew of Taylor at the time until after albums like 1989, Reputation, gives them a chance to experience stuff that us longtime fans have experienced back then and get to experience it for the first time, which is also cool, besides the ethicalness of it and all that. Amidst all of that, this was also the perfect opportunity to give one of her songs from Red the respect it deserves, because when she was doing interviews back in the day, she was talking about how oh, All Too Well is the longest song I've ever done. It's 5 to 6 minutes in length, but it was actually going to be 10. But you can't put a 10-minute song on an album because the label wouldn't allow it in XYZ. So when we heard that, we were oh my god, we need the 10-minute version because it's such a good song. So she did. She gave us the 10-minute version, and she gave us a short film to go with it to really give it the moment it deserved. Now, with all of that said, what's next from Taylor is that Taylor, well, she still wants to re-record the rest of her 4 remaining albums. She's currently focusing on the most recent work, her 10th studio album, Midnights, which she owns, and her upcoming Greatest Hits concert, the Eras Tour, which is a great way to experience all of her albums and revisit all the albums of Taylor's versions, etc., etc. And on top of those 4 more albums to re-record and re-release, the next one is assumed to be her 2010 album, Speak Now, which was entirely self-written because at the time, after her first 2 albums, people were oh, did she actually write her own songs? And she decided to prove to them that she does by having not a single co-write on Speak Now. And I'm really excited for that album, because when that album came out, it was 2010, it was more focused with Lady Gaga's The Fame Monster, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. So I didn't really hear Speak Now. For me, it was Fearless and then Red. I didn't even really connect with Speak Now, but now that I've heard it, I'm oh my god, I need the Speak Now Taylor's version to actually experience it for the first time, which will be really cool. But Taylor will also, in other features, be writing her first ever feature-length film and direct it, by making her like directorial debut in like cinema. She's already done music videos, a short film with All Too Well, and supposedly another short film in the works for Dear John from Speak Now, which would be amazing. But I'm excited because this film is supposedly coming in like 2024 or 2025, which will be great. And then why it matters that she's doing this. It matters to her because she wants to own all of her music, all of it once and for all, as every artist should. It also matters to other artists because now that they know about these dangers, like people like Olivia Rodrigo and whatnot, and Gail, are like newer artists that are like making sure that they own their masters from day one so they don't have to re-record it. Obviously, like any artist can re-record it someday if they want to, if they want to, like, whatnot. I feel like that would be cool for any artist to like trip down their lane. But they can own their masters from day one, and that's really cool. Now, another reason why it matters a lot to me is not just because I love music, but because I want to become a filmmaker, and while like the film industry is like a little bit different than like the music industry, owning your rights and your masters, I want to like make sure that I get all the money I deserve for my hard work into the TV shows I make, or the movies I direct, or whatever. Like, as everyone should, they should always not be cheated out of something because of like legal issues. So even though like owning your masters is different than the film industry, that's why it really matters to me, because if that's happening in the music industry, what's to say like something bad might not happen, like affecting me from getting like what I deserve and such for all the hard work and hours you put in. In conclusion, Taylor is fighting back against the people who stole her masters with her re-recordings. The next re-recording is sent to be like Speak Now because of all the Easter eggs, and it also uses like purple as album color because she color codes her albums, like Red is Red, 1989's Blue, Reputation is Black, etc., etc. Also, this means that people like Olivia Rodrigo and people like me can own our rights from day one and get the money we deserve. And also, for right now, the foreseeable future, Taylor's going to have a blast on tour performing songs she owns, which I can't wait because I'm seeing her May 20th and tour starts March 17th. And that's, I believe it, but yeah, that's all about her masters.